Hello and welcome to the LUX Audience Award channel. Today we are here with Estibaliz Urresola Solaguren, director of the LUX Audience Award nominated film 20,000 Species of Bees. Welcome.
Thank you very much.
First, before starting with the questions, can you please say in a few words a little bit about the plot of the story of your film?
Well, 20,000 Species of Bees is a film about a family that will have to face the fact that the youngest kid, as far told as a boy, is actually a girl. And it's the summertime where this character, Coco, will gather the skills and the strength enough to tell her family who she really is, and I want to explore how does it affect and transform all the family members, all the beehive, but especially the relationship between her and her mother, Anne.
Thank you.
Well, thanks for being with us. The film, when I watched it recently, captures really Lucia's moments of calm and happiness in a very beautiful moment when she's with her grandmother and the bees that you've already mentioned. How did you use these elements, or what was your intention when you used these elements really to symbolize, at least that's how I saw it, a safe space for Lucia to really analyze and get sort of, that's how I see it, get grasp of herself and what she felt. What do you think that the viewers can take away from this point of the bee and the beehive? What does it symbolize?
Yeah. Well, the bees in the ancient Basque tradition, I'm coming from the Basque country, and the bees traditionally were considered sacred animals to whom everything going on happening within the family had to be told. Whenever somebody was born or somebody was dying within the family, it had to be told to the bees. And it created like a very intimate relationship with the animals and the humans. No? That means, that talks also about the cosmovision of culture and the relationship between humans and animals and nature overall. And I found a very ancient song that was talking about that, and I found it very interesting. And then it also allowed me to build up this character of the beekeeper, the great aunt, in terms of like having this character very rooted in her tradition that also speaks Basque, which is going to be a crucial element also in the narrative. But overall, it's a character, all the beekeepers are like very observative people, like they have to acknowledge everything from nature by observing, no? And being quiet and just looking and giving a space to nature to be itself. And this is what really helps the character of Lucia to have this safe space, because while at home or while she's going to spaces as the swimming pool or school, and there's so much noise and so many rules and cultural limits, and so when she's with the great aunt, this one that gives her the space enough to be who she really is and to know and acknowledge who she is, gives her the opportunity to feel calm enough to start doing such a big step as naming herself in the feminine way, no? And for me, bees are the warrantors of diversity in nature, and that's why also I wanted to bring this symbol to the film, because the film is talking about how many different women we can find in the film, no? All of them are diverse. All of them have different relationship with their desire, with their profession, with the role they occupy in the family, and as in the beehive also it happens. All of the bees are different. They are the guardians. They are the one that feed the others. They are the one that goes for food, And all of them are different, but all of them are absolutely necessary for the team, for the family, for the beehive to keep alive. So this is also how I feel family, and this is also how I feel society, with many different members, diverse members, different ones, but all of them are important and necessary for the collective.
Thank you very much. Speaking of diversity and society, the European Parliament strongly supports LGBTQI rights. And how do you see the film contributing to discussions here at the European Parliament about equal rights? And what role do you think the Parliament can play in advance these issues?
Well, I think that especially the issue of transgender kids has been for a long, long time, up to these days, these years, has been a very invisible issue. Perhaps we could talk already about trans adults, but it wasn't so evident that there was also a community of transgender kids, and it was not something that appeared in the newspapers, in the news, in films, up to several years ago, no? And as it is said in the film, what it's not named, what it hasn't a name, it doesn't exist. So for me, it was important to make a film, to name it, and to visibilize a reality of a lot of kids and families that are struggling and that are facing the most important fear sometimes for them is to feel alone, to feel that this is something that is happening just to them. And when they get to know associations of parents facing the same situation, they feel like a great relief, no? Because they acknowledge that they are not alone, that all of their experiences have a lot in common. They can share their fears, their steps, and so. So I think that the film has been important also because the topic of transgender kids have also become something very instrumentalized politically. And it has become like a political weapon sometimes, no, between parties using this topic like just to gain some votes or to. And at the end of the day, we forget that we are talking about things that means that people are in the center of the topic. It's not just about ideas and speeches. It's about people struggling with difficulties that most of us don't have and don't see in our daily life. And this is why I wanted to make the film to connect with those people, and not only with the kids, but also with the families, because I find that sometimes families are very judged also in these processes, and I wanted to give the audience the opportunity to know and meet in first person a reality, as I had the privilege and the opportunity to know with thanks to lots of families that I interviewed along the research phase. Yeah, and of course, I think that institutions have a lot to do in this issue. It's the time to start giving a juridic mark, so really everybody is well represented and everybody has their fundamental rights recognized. And this is something that has to be made in the institutions, but with the tight collaboration with citizens and associations and people, no?
Indeed, the LUX Audience Award, I think, and the films nominated for it play exactly this role of creating a space for a public debate about very important subjects as the one that you are bringing up in your own film. And I just wanted to know from you as a director, what does it feel like to be nominated for a European Film Award like the LUX Audience Film, where citizens, but also directly elected members of the European Parliament together can decide the winner?
For me, it's a great honor to be part of these nominees films. It was completely unexpected for us, so it came as a huge surprise. It's my debut feature film. I couldn't imagine the great journey it will bring to all of us. And being in the European Parliament and having the chance of, for example, winning this award will mean that the film would have like translation to all the 24 languages in the European community. I find it amazing, especially given the fact that I'm coming also from a community and from a language which has been minoritized, and it's the Basque language, and I feel really like sensitive to this issue of languages, and finding the opportunity that an initiative like that gives to a film to reach wider audiences is a great present for us filmmakers, because we make the films so people can watch them and can start thinking about those questions, and perhaps if it wasn't thanks to an opportunity like that, we couldn't reach, for example, many countries and many spectators.
Maybe if I might pick up on the matter of languages once more, because you also mentioned before, you spoke about diversity and what better way to represent diversity than through multilingualism. I was wondering, when I watched the film, of course with reading German subtitles, but still I could understand the Spanish parts, but then whenever they switched into Basque, of course I had to go very quickly back to reading subtitles because there was nothing literally I could understand. And I was wondering, what is the logic between switching from Basque to Spanish and back? I mean, I assume that people do that naturally if they speak both languages very well, but is there maybe also a deeper meaning to it?
Yeah, for me, one of the main topics I wanted to work on in the film was diversity, and this diversity is depicted in many different aspects. One of them is our languages, because the Basque Country is divided by a border that separates the territory into states, the French and the Spanish one. So we can still hear some French also at the beginning of the film, because they are crossing this border, which is not just a physical border. It will become like a mental, a symbolic border also for this family that will have to, a border they will have to cross. So languages also build up like a cosmovision of the way we understand the world, and this is also something that refers to identities, which is the main topic of the film. And for me, making this decision on how to use the languages, it was also very important the fact that the Basque language doesn't have a gender mark in the third person, neither in the adjectives. So for a while, for the main character of Coco, Lucia, it becomes a great opportunity to introduce herself in a neutral way to this new space and people she's meeting this summertime, determining herself as a boy, as everybody does in her family, because it makes her feel very violent and very uncomfortable. So it becomes an opportunity, but in a moment also she will need to use the Spanish when she really needs to make when she feels strong enough to communicate how she feels. She will use the Spanish to mark it precisely. So it was narratively, it was important how to use the languages.
Thank you very much for all these interesting insights. As a last question, so we were mentioning that everybody can rate the film at luxaward.eu, but there's another thing that all Europeans are invited to do very soon in June, and it is to vote for the European elections that are taking place between 6 and 9 of June. Is there a message that you would like to share with the audience on this topic, about this crucial moment where all Europeans can make their voice heard by using their vote?
Yes, I think that, of course, voting is something that it's very important to not only to feel ourselves heard, but also to build up our realities. But it's not neither the only way. I think that we have voting, we have the opportunity to vote, and this is something that not everybody has. And I have to start again with this question because it's a little bit. Yes. Of course, voting, I feel that is something absolutely necessary if we want to be part of a democracy and to still believe that we are able to build up our reality. I think it's one way, voting, but we have many other ways also that we can use to feel that our voices are heard, or that we really can change our immediate reality. We can organize ourselves in neighborhoods. We can make things happen as we wish. We can take part on demonstrations. And I think that all these ways, of course, voting is one of them, but it's not the only one, is the way we should start thinking. We cannot leave our realities in the hands of someone else. We have to start thinking responsibly about our realities and thinking ourselves as agents for the change. And this means a lot in our daily life. It's not just about voting once in 4 months or in 4 years, but it's about really becoming an agent of your own reality. I think this is something very important. We can do it also through lots of like social media. We have a lot of resources to start making the change happen.
Yes.
Thank you.
And films, I believe, is also part of this change in a way, to address.
I hope so.
So thank you very much for your time. It has been a real pleasure. And we invite everyone to rate the 5 nominated films and 20,000 species of bees at luxaward.eu. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.